Hello there! Welcome aboard another episode of Rule the Waves 2. In our last episode, we scored a crushing crushing victory over the Germans in a night action. And now, with the sunrise coming soon, it'll be time to see if we can score any airstrikes against them. So we are reforming the fleet and sending our lone injured battlecruiser back home. So we're going to keep patrolling the general area and ready up some airstrikes. And there goes our reconnaissance. Yep, we've got a report of one unidentified ship in the area, one sunk battlecruiser. Oh boy. How's Goshawk doing? Oh. She's not sunk, she's still mobile. Well then, I suppose it's time we do something about that. Put her up to 10 knots. Let's see if we can do something about that unidentified ship. Okay, so there do appear to be some enemy destroyers cruising around. And I'm not a big fan of that. We also do still have that bombardment target over here to take care of. So the question is, what should we do? I am rather tempted to start splitting my forces a little bit. The Impenetrable is well on her way home. She should be safe, so I'm not too worried about that. The question is, where do I go from here? Arcades, what are you doing? You do not need to be screening the Impenetrable. I want you back on the Battlecruiser division, so you can rejoin the fight. We still have light cruisers. Should do a pretty good job screening the battle cruisers, not too worried about that. And the heavy cruisers, I'm actually rather tempted to take these, take a nice manual control of them, and I am tempted to send them over this way to deal with that bombardment target. And we'll proceed there at 20 knots. Alright, we're starting to get some spotting reports. Slightly old news. Okay, heavy cruisers are detached. They are on their way. Battle cruisers, well, they've got a little ways to go. So let's keep them heading south, see if we can actually get into gun range here. We'll drop our game speed down so we can actually focus on the fight. And off we go. Hang on, we're getting a report of a battlecruiser in this area. Intriguing. One here, one there. Okay, so both of these are battlecruisers, and they appear to be heading this way, so I guess there is actually something to that report. So let's send it. So we're going to pick a location of that. Range 48 nautical miles, well within the strike range of these torpedo bombers. So we're going to send... Which ones should we send? The gauntlets or the martlets? These are very much a new plane. I have no idea how well they'll perform. So let's go for it. We're going to send the flight of 15 Vickers martlets and see what results we get. And it looks like our cruisers are starting to open fire, so that's good. Goshawk, what are you up to? You're fairly well damaged. So we're actually going to turn you back towards home as well. Alright. Do I want to detach Pandora to pick up survivors from the battlecruiser? You know what? Yeah, we'll do that. Do I want to detach the Sirius as well? No. We'll pick up our cruising speed. In fact, you know what? We're going to go all the way up to 28 knots. That way we can go fast, but also maintain cruising formation. Okay, that looked like a torpedo launch to me. Alright, and it's disabled. Successfully dodged. Strike is going out. Looks like our recons are heading back home. And our martlets are approaching enemy ships. Let's see what they get. Okay, 5 martlets torpedo bomb enemy light cruiser. 4 martlets torpedo bomb enemy battleship. No hits. And 5 martlets torpedo bomb enemy light cruiser. Oh. And that is a hit. Well, let's see what we can get from here. See if we can get another finish off on this. What the? Is that torpedoes? Okay, do we want to pick up survivors from the lapwing? Yes, definitely. Do I want the Sandfly to pick up survivors from unsighted? You know what? Sure. Do I want the cruiser Diana to pick up survivors? No, we need the cruisers to stay in formation. Destroyers I can detach. Cruisers, not so much. Okay, we're starting to get in sight of these contacts. Oh, a whirlwind from Naval Air Station Harwich has attacked an enemy submarine. There's patrol boats for the win. Wish I knew where that was, but okay. Well, that's pretty cool. Alright, guys. Heavy Cruisers Enterprise has sighted an unknown ship. Sounds good to me. There's our objective, the actual mission objective, so you guys are going after it. Enemy destroyer in the area. Still no sign of whatever that capital ship was. Although I bet that's it. Oh, no, that's also a destroyer. And there's a corvette. Uh-oh. Impassable strikes a mine. Okay. Time to disengage. Okay, so impassable, you are detaching. Yeah, control, reduce speed to 6 knots. And GTFO. Indivisible, you are also disengaging. Hey. Bombardment target destroyed. What are you guys doing? Okay, there's a 7-inch coastal battery and a 6-inch coastal battery. Okay. Do not want you guys messing around with that too much. Time to get out of here. I want you guys heading back home. Actually, you know what? Yeah, head back down south. How's Impassable doing? Okay, flooding is under control. Enemy aircraft approaching the cruiser division. Nope. What do we got here? What do we got? 6 patrol boats going in on a naval strike. Not too terribly worried about that. Okay. No significant results from that. And then we have another destroyer running right into the same mine. How bad is it? That's bad. That's probably another destroyer down. Yeah, she's about to sink. Okay, do we have anyone available to screen the impassable? Yeah, we're going to take you guys. Impassable. Screen. Okay. And you're probably safe to raise speed. We'll go with 10 knots and hope nothing too bad happens. And you guys can drop down to cruising speed while we get out of here. Okay, thank you for the report on a transport that we are not going to be able to do anything about. But at least we know it exists. Oh, interesting. Michael appears to have survived. She got that flooding under control the very next turn. So we'll pick up her pace a little bit and see if we can get her out of air cover. Okay, do we want to catapult launch float planes from the Indivisible? Sure, why not? Catapult launch float planes from the Impenetrable? No. From the Indivisible? Sure. Yep, we'll send out those scouts once again, see what we find. Hooray. And now we're starting to get further reports. I don't think we're going to be able to do a whole lot now. Let's see about sending a strike just generally out and about. Yeah, we'll do it. Priority target transports. And off you go. Good luck, boys. Go get them. Oh boy, here comes a... This is probably the end for Michael. Here comes a destroyer. Or two. All it takes is one hit. Oh, looks like she drove one off. We've got a hero destroyer here. Absolutely demolishing them. There we go. Hits on the V3 as well, and she is out of there. Okay, we can take these heavy cruisers, and I want them... Let's see, the Impassable is the name. Here we go. Your role will be... Yeah, we're going to put you guys on core for the Impassable, so you will follow right along behind and right next to provide additional air support. Thank you for the reports. Keep going, please. Oh, Looks like our torpedo bombers actually found some targets. Okay, going after a transport. 2 hits from the strike. 3 more hits from the strike. Well, I do believe that that transport is pretty well dead. Alright, looks like our own forces have been spotted. Start clearing out some of these older reports that we don't need anymore. And off we go. So there's definitely still some destroyers cruising around. Oh, I saw some air combat there. Didn't get a chance to look at what, though. You guys are doing a terrible job of forming core. Well, hopefully they figure it out. Enemy aircraft approaching Carrier Division 7. Oh boy. Okay. Level bombing. So patrol boats, yep. I guess Germany doesn't have very many strike aircraft right now. No anti-aircraft hits, and no bomb hits. I wonder if that was the combat, was our cap engaging those strikers. And there we go, scenario is over. While retiring from the engagement, destroyer Lucifer hits a mine. But everyone else gets away. Clean. Oh, man, they did not do well. So we sank one of their submarines, probably with that air attack that we saw reported earlier. 3 battlecruisers sunk. Ow! That is painful. 2 destroyers, corvette, auxiliary, that was the transport that we got. Land target, we did destroy the bombardment target. Man, nailed it. All right, let's take a quick look at this. So Friedrich Karl took 4 torpedoes. Schwaben took 3 torpedoes. Hansa took 4. Let's see how they did. Okay, 1925 design. So potentially not the best torpedo defense, but she's still, well, was a fast and powerful and well-armed battlecruiser. So how bad was it? Okay, so she got a hit on the Michael, torpedoed by the Lucifer, critical hit torpedo from the Acades, and then 2 more torpedoes from the Beaver. Oh man, I don't know what has changed between the last few battles and this one, but our torpedoes are working so much better. All right, and then we've got the Schwaben, also 1925 class. And she took 3 torpedoes. Also took some gunfire from the Beaver. Torpedo, torpedo, torpedo. Okay, so she probably lost most of her flotation during that. Not a whole lot of flooding, but lost a lot of flotation. And then that was at 22-28. Limits flooding a second time, or a third time actually. An hour and a half later, and then 2 hours after that, sinking. So this ship probably would have survived if they had reduced speed to try and get that flooding under control. But they were still trying to stick with the fleet, still steaming at full speed, or at least as fast as they could go. And then here we have the Hansa, first Bismarck class. Very interesting design here. 6 16-inch guns. She took 4 torpedoes. Torpedo from Michael, engine hit from the Michael, turret damage from the Staunch, turret damage from the Staunch, and sinking through progressive flooding. So this must have been that first one that we saw that sank right up near the front. Then here we've got the Hertha, another Schwaben class. She took 3 torpedoes. Okay, so torpedo from the Marne. High speed increases flooding. High speed increases flooding. Second torpedo hit. But she almost had the flooding under control there. Then a third torpedo hit from the Beaver. Detaches because of heavy flooding. Limits flooding, limits flooding, limits flooding. Okay, lots of limits floodings over the course of the next hour. I thought she'd already been detached. I guess not. Limits flooding, and then she made it back to port. But she was almost out. She was very nearly out of that fight. Let's see, and then we have a bunch of single torpedoes on Impassable, Elsass, Impenetrable. Let's see how we did on the Elsass. 1 torpedo, 3 light hits. Okay, so we knocked out a turret, or damaged a turret, and then they were able to limit flooding and get that under control. Alright, looks good. And here's the Impassable. She took 1 16-inch shell hit. Mine hit, damaged the engine room. Limits flooding, limits flooding. Yeah, that was right in the engine room. Oof. That's bad. That's real bad. Let's see. The Enterprise took a distressing amount of damage for the fact that I wasn't paying attention to her. Okay. Hull damaged by splinters. Secondary gun crews knocked out by splinters. Limits flooding. Secondary guns knocked out. So she lost a lot of her secondary firepower there. Oh yeah, down to 2 guns left on starboard. Yeah, that makes sense. Is getting plenty of hits with her 4-inch guns. Oh no, that's shore batteries hitting her. Okay. So never mind that. Hull hit belt penetrated, hull hit belt penetrated, hull hit belt penetrated. Yeah, they're going through our armor like butter at 5,000 yards. So that 4-inch belt, not sufficient. We need something quite a bit more substantial if we're going to stick with heavy cruisers. Okay, still looking though, and we have 7-inch hits, 7-inch hits. Evading air attack, interesting. Oh yeah, that was the air raid they did. And I want to see this transport that we got. Here we go. Oh man, transport Merchant 8. 7 torpedoes. Oh, large merchant. Okay, totally worth it. Totally worth it. Let's see how bad things went. Evading air attack. Ooh, torpedo critical hit. Electric powered disabled. Torpedo. Torpedo, torpedo. Sinking through progressive flooding. And then 3 more. Because there's no kill like overkill. Especially when you can't find any other targets in the area. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Not exactly going to carry a torpedo back to the aircraft carrier. That's not a good plan. Okay, anything else? There's our installation 10 bombardment target. So 10-inch hits, doing plenty of damage. Start of the fire, they immediately extinguished it. Oh, that's an interesting remark. Shell burst limited by Earth Rampart. Intriguing. And here you get a whole bunch of pretty solid hits. Facility hit. I like that. I guess that's their equivalent of superstructure? No, that's not superstructure, because here's a superstructure hit. Anything else? Shell burst limited by Earth Rampart again. Huh. And then there we go. Finished off with a 4-inch shell. But hey, whatever works. Okay, Gary took heavy damage, but she survived again. Ernie was able to get out as well. Let's see. So Lapwing, we definitely saw that one lost. She got hit pretty heavily. Yeah, 3 heavy hits right there. Yep, not about to expect survival out of that. But here we've got the Lucifer. Took a mine hit. Electric power restored. Limits flooding, limits flooding, limits flooding. Down to 0, and then 2 hours later, sinking through progressive flooding. So this is not the only time that that has happened, where a ship gets down to 0 flooding and then randomly sinks. So that's kind of annoying. That said, though, we did manage to get the Michael out, and she was in very poor shape. So she took... Oh, yeah, she was the one who ran into the mine. Yeah. That medium hit didn't do much. Anything else? Destroyer Beaver got quite a bit luckier. 5 heavy hits, 8 medium hits. And no, she was not sink. Let's see. So what was the difference? Okay, so we had a 15-inch near miss. Torpedo tubes damaged by splinters. Yeah, that's 1 hit. 15-inch turret hit, high explosive. 15-inch armor piercing. 15-inch armor piercing. 15-inch superstructure. Okay, yeah, so Beaver got lucky in that all of the German major hits were pass-through hits. So they passed through one side and passed out the other side and then exploded. Whereas the destroyer we lost, where was it? Not Lucifer, the Lapwing. Let's see what she did. Yeah, hull hit, belt penetrated, high explosive. Yep, that exploded inside the ship. And here we've got another high explosive superstructure hit. Yeah, that's not too bad. And here's a second hull hit, belt penetrated, high explosive. So not an over penetration there. So yeah, Lapwing took basically 2 15-inch shell hits to her structure, and I'll bet that just about ripped the ship in half. Destroyers, even modern ones, are not that tough. Alright, well, in that case, quick review of our air details. Anything interesting here? So plenty of home base, naval air stations and air bases. So they've got patrol boats and fighters, but I don't see any sort of torpedo... Oh, here's a torpedo bomber. So they do have torpedo bombers, just not very many of them. Well, that's good. Okay. There's our scouts from the various battlecruisers. They looks like they did fine. Oh, wait. Here we go. What was this? AC lost in air combat. Oh, interesting. So one of my scouts actually got shot down. I'll bet that was the air combat we saw. Gloucester gauntlets. Torpedo bombers got 7 hits. The martlets didn't get any hits. Okay, and then here we've got... So the Berlin does have some aircraft. It's a split between fighters and torpedo bombers. 3 and 3. 1 lost due to operational lash. I guess that was a landing accident. Oh, and then we have a bunch of parasite fighters. Okay. So let's see what the overall track for the battle was real quick. Okay, so you're steaming in. Or hang on. You're steaming this way. The initial encounter, right here. We attempted to disengage while our destroyers went in. They disengaged. Looks like one of the ships sank over here. There's another one that sank up here. Yep, there it is. There's another one that sank. And I don't see any others that disappeared. So it looks like they all pulled back into home port at Helgoland. Alright. Well, I think we can call this battle to a close. Major victory, gained 2 prestige, and a huge pile of victory points. That is a 50% gain right there. Oh yeah, alright, we're going to call this the Night Battle of Helgoland Bight. Oh, our scientists are having to report they are close to mastering improved arrestor wires. Ooh, finally! Naval gun research, quality 1 16-inch guns. Ooh, and our minesweeper has detected and swept an enemy minefield. Outstanding. And they still are having a lot of raiding success in Northern Europe. That is very annoying. But we're still getting our victory points for blockade, so that's doing good. Alright, quick review. Yep, Gomez class still cruising back home. Anything significant here? Still got plenty of minesweepers, even though one of them's under repair. Getting more of those Wavenese out, still on workups. Huh. Sandfly is now elite, as is the Waveney herself. And the other 2 are good experience, probably as a result of that last battle, although they're in the yards for right now. A few more destroyers. Michael's in the yards. Goshawk, Firedrake, Acades, yeah, they all got shot up pretty good. And there's the Beaver, also got shot up pretty good. These modern 2,000 tonners with their 4 4-inch guns, I am very impressed by these. They've been doing outstanding service. These Lance class, they've been doing pretty good, but it's just not quite the same. Not compared to modern destroyers. Okay, anything else to do here? Our dock size are looking good. Ships under construction are looking good. We're still making good progress on the Behemoth. Submarines are looking okay. No real shore batteries to deal with here. How's our aircraft requests? Float plane scout request is chugging right along. Alright. I think we'll just move on to the next turn then. Oh, here we go. Battle in support of land combat. Unexpected battle, so I have no choice. I accept. Enemy is unable to challenge our forces. Hooray. Emperor of India has condenser trouble. The army wants to shift the strategic initiative. Nope. We are not fighting a land war. France is not involved. We are fighting a purely maritime and naval thing. So, yep, only the Navy can win this war. We will not waste our resources. Lightweight materials. Interesting. So I guess that's more plastics and other weight-saving stuff. Maybe some better alloys. Ooh, improved heavy AA effectiveness. Creeping zone AA barrage. So earlier we had the anti-aircraft barrage, where you fire a whole bunch of heavy shells into a fixed area that the enemy has to try and fly through to make it to your planes. This time we've got the creeping zone barrage, where I guess we do the same basic thing, except instead of going into a single fixed area, we try and track it along, so the enemy has to fly through a much bigger, or has to spend a lot more time flying through the barrage before they get out and can attack the defenders. So, hooray! More effective heavy AA. Oh, and here we go. Improved arrestor wires, lower risk of landing accidents. I like that. Ooh, Westland Company has developed an improved model of the Westland Fury. Okay, let's take a look. So, looks like a higher speed and longer range. Not a huge step up in any particular category, but better toughness, and is still our very nice torpedo bomber with the medium bombs. So yeah, I will obviously take this. One of our submarines has torpedoed and sunk a destroyer. And we're losing another destroyer to mines. Oh, that is getting rather old by now. Anything else here? Alright. I'm getting tired of losing ships to mines. I think it is time for us to build some more minesweepers. Actually, hang on. Honestly, the Dependence was a pretty solid class to begin with. But it's time for some modernization. Okay, so dual purposing the main gun definitely adds noteworthy expense there, so I think we're going to pass on that. Although we can at least use better guns. There we go. Still got that increased elevation. And actually, I'll bet we can use some of them medium AA guns. There we go. A little bit of medium, a little bit of light AA. There's our minesweeping gear. Looks good. 9 months to build. I don't know. Let's see, if we ditch that, we could build these in just 4 months. Now the downside being, when you build ships that are smaller than 300 tons, or when you build ships that are smaller than 600 tons, They are on this accelerated building program. They get sold off at the end of the war. So any money that I spend on these would be a short-term investment only, as opposed to the long-term investment of having dedicated, fully built-up corvettes. So I wonder what I should do. 4 months for an immediate benefit. Nah, we'll do them properly. 600 tonners. Alright. Yep, we'll start developing those, and we'll probably build another, I don't know, 12 of them maybe? Double our number of minesweepers. Alright, here we go. Battle in support of land combat. Small engagement. I accept. German Navy declines. Ooh, here we go. Intercepting a raider running the blockade. That's one of our more modern ships, the Pyramus. To auto-resolve or to fight? Well, it should be a fairly short fight. Alright, let's see what we got here. Oh, looks like we've got 2 cruisers. Sounds good to me. There we go. Unknown ship sighted. Accelerate to flank speed. And we're going to form up in line ahead. Come on. Okay, light cruiser. Bond class. Huh. Wow. Methinks things are not going to go well for this 1914 design. Alright, well, let's engage. Alright, we're in range. Opening fire, and already scoring hits. Okay, she's running for sunset. And it's probably decided. Oh yeah, there we go. It's decided. And there we go. Bag one of those raiders real quick. And the fight's already over. Let's see how else she... Let's see what actually happened. Oh yeah, crew quality -2. Ouch. Oh yeah, conning tower hit. That's crew quality right there. So she was bouncing engine hits from the 4-inch high explosive, which, okay, fair enough. She does have armor there. But those 6-inch guns were just doing so much damage. Hull hit, hull hit. Failed to penetrate deck at 10,000 yards, which, okay, fair enough. That's 1.5-inch deck. Surprised I hit the deck at that range, but okay. Turrets disabled, engine room hit. Failed to penetrate at 7,500. Interesting. Maybe that was due to the angle of impact? There you go. Hull hit, belt penetrated, 7,000 yards. Oh, that was deck hit. Okay. Not the belt. That makes sense. Gonna have a hard time penetrating deck at that close of a range. Very shallow impacts. Okay, and here's where we start properly slowing her down. Splinters in the uptake. Splinters damage hull. Hull hit, belt penetrated. 2 of them. Throw in some 4-inch hits as well. Still not penetrating the engine room with 4-inchers. Splinters perforate uptakes, and the fire spreads. Ouch. And there we go. Alright. I think we'll call that to a close. New docks completed. Top spy is taking a look at the Okinoshima. Oh, well, that's an interesting looking ship. Clearly not inspired by any historical ships that I know of. Oh no, not this one. 10 16-inch guns, almost 56,000 tons, 29 knots, so that's pretty fast. Not the best belt armor, but a very heavy deck and very heavy turrets. Interesting. Oh, an advanced director too. That's pretty significant. Well then. Oh, and our scientists have suffered a temporary setback in figuring out improved power rammers. Okay. Ooh, flexible station keeping reduces enemy accuracy. So I guess that means that ships are more able to take individual evasive actions, minor modifications to course and speed to throw off aim. Not as familiar with surface tactics as I am with submarine tactics and machinery, so can't really call me an expert on the fleet tactics category. Oh, and we have taken possession of Kaohsiung Bay. I guess that's because... Oh, nice. One of our submarines torpedoed and damaged a German battleship. Nice! Oh, Iron Duke hit a mine. She'll be in dockyard hands for 4 months. That is unfortunate. Oh, here we go. We're starting to thwart those raiders. Raider thwarts the cruiser Bonn. Raider thwarts the cruiser Bonn. Thwarts the cruiser Danzig. Well, we finally ultimately thwarted the Bonn by sinking her. Danzig, 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 Medusa. Oh, sorry, my bad. It was the Medusa that we sunk, not the Bonn herself. But that is a Bonn class. There we go. More thwarting, more thwarting. Man, that is a lot of raiders they've got out and about. Interesting. Yep, huge list of raider reports. Well, that's good to know. We're finally starting to stop their attempts. Blockade is still standing quite nicely. America's building an Enterprise. Italy has laid down a battleship as well. Uh-oh, steel shortages have delayed the construction of a destroyer. Well, that's not so nice. And our torpedo bombers are re-equipping with the Martlet, so that's nice. Uh-oh. Our fighter has poor reliability. Okay, latest design Swan River is ready for construction. Yep, we'll just build them. Swan River. We'll do 10. There we go. And quick review of our aircraft types. Yep, new fighter, poor reliability. Oh, that's Swordfish C. Poor reliability. Supermarine Skua, also poor reliability. But at this point, they're basically comparable, except the Swordfish has less speed, longer range. We'll keep them both in service for now. Let's see, anything else significant? Yeah, almost everything is still poor reliability. Oh well. So we've still got 2 torpedo bombers. We've now confirmed that the Martlet is poor reliability as well, so that is unfortunate. She's got longer range and higher speed and overall better performance. So yeah, I think it's time to obsolete the Gloucester gauntlets. So obsolete that, clear that out. Our float plane scouts are doing, well, we've got their request in progress. We'll find out about that next turn. We've got 2 flying boats. What's going on here? Okay, so the Whirlwind B has average reliability. How's her higher speed, higher range? Yeah, it's time to retire this demon. Yep, there we go. I think we're good. All right. I think we've reached a good stopping point here, so we're going to call this episode to a close. Good job on that epic battle, and good job on taking over the territories. We can now start moving to Southeast Asia and seeing about invasions in that general area. But we'll worry about that next episode. Until then, Katori87 signing out.